Hi, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Storytime Society. I'm your host, Jamie, and I'm so happy you're here. I'm so glad you're alive. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode. This is a mini episode, so it will be anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes long. And the theme of this episode is affairs and like cheating. So, scummy. Right now, my heart is literally beating so fast because I think I scrolled too much on TikTok today, and I can always tell when I scroll too much on TikTok. And also, all I've been seeing is about the TikTok ban, and I'm really stressed because I make I would say 1/4 of my income comes from YouTube, and the rest comes from TikTok. So, I'm kind of shit out of luck as so well fucked if TikTok really does get banned. So I'm literally hoping and praying and begging on my knees to the Supreme Court, like, please, Chief Justice, I love you so much. Please, you're so cool, smart, funny, like all the things. You're a catch. Can you please not take all my money away from me? Thank you so much. This would be a great time to say, please subscribe. But this is also what I love to do, and I really enjoy it, and I don't want that to go away. And I know that I still have YouTube and I have you guys, and I'm very thankful for that. But, anyways, we're going to get started into the first story. And the title is My Dad and Aunt Had an Affair Last Night. Please advise. Me, 18 male, and my family went to visit my aunt yesterday. We did chores and helped her cook, and then we had dinner there. All good until now. Nothing has happened. Night falls, it gets late. Mom is sleeping on the couch, and my siblings are watching TV in the next room. It's 11-ish p.m. I'm on my phone, chatting with some friends on Discord, sitting at the table with my aunt, my dad, and me. That's when it happened. I felt the table move, so I asked if anyone felt it. Dad says no, and then I look back down to my phone. The table starts moving again. I discreetly look up to see my dad touching her down there. I tell myself I'm misjudging the situation, and so I carry on. And then they try to dissimulate by talking, but this talk all sounded like innuendo to me, so I start to feel physically ill. They're in the same room as me and doing an awful job of hiding their deed. I hid my every feeling to show no reaction, and I don't think that that was a good idea. Fast forward, they go upstairs, and from what I heard, I can confirm that they screwed. I feel sick knowing this. Only I know what went down, no one else. I don't know what to do. My world just got wrecked. I used to look up to them, and now I can hardly look them in the eye. I don't know if this has gone on for long or if it's only just started. Should I tell my mom? Should I confront them about it? What would be the best course of action? Oh gosh. I would be telling my mom. That is just as simple as that. My mom deserves to know that she's being cheated on. Like, what is the other option? Your dad is being a shit person, and so is your aunt. So, hi, mom. Like, it's gonna suck and it's gonna hurt so bad for your mom to find that information out, but it's better she finds out now rather than, I don't know how long it's been going on, but rather than it continuing and then she finds out later, because God knows how long it's been going on. And if it did just start, God bless, because then she can figure it out and leave him. There are 4 updates, but they're all like very, very short. So I'm just going to read them all. Update 1, I told my mom. I told her and I expected yelling and stuff, but that didn't happen. She says it's fine, but I can tell that she's not okay. She texted my dad and he said it wasn't his fault and he's going to have a vat with me. If you have more advice for this chat, and he's going to have a chat with me. If you have more advice for this chat, I'd very much like to hear it. I'm expecting the worst. Update 2, the confrontation went pitifully. Dad turned out to be a whiny asshole with no sense of accountability, spewed a lot of bullshit. I don't know if mom knew or not, but I don't know what to think. Update 3. Nothing has been done, although the consequences are starting to show. My brother refuses to eat a lot, and my mom's been looking sad all day too. I tried comforting them, but I don't think that did a lot. I'm too tired to give a single F about anything other than them. I'm tired, for real. The only reason my brother knows is because the talk turned into me shouting when mom and sis were out buying stuff. I effed up big time. Update 4. Pettiness phase has started. My mom threw out a lot of pictures and books, and she said that we're getting a cat soon because my dad hates cats. I'm going to protect that cat with my life. I'm dying at this person's updates, but I'm glad that you told your mom and your dad literally can F off. I wish that there was like a longer update so that I kind of knew more of what was happening, but unfortunately, there's no more. That's all we get is those short little updates, the tiny little sentences of her saying whatever. But yeah, if my mom, I definitely, if I were old enough and I knew that my mom was having or my dad or my mom, either or, and I knew that that was happening and I literally saw proof or heard proof or anything, immediately I would be telling them, because imagine if that were you. Like, you would want someone to tell you if they knew that kind of information. Okay, let's read some comments. Tell your mom you're too young to deal with it alone, and your mom needs to know that her husband is sleeping with her sister and with you guys in the same house. That's disgusting. Someone said, or it could be her dad's sister. Ooh, probably not, but tell your mom the fallout will be huge, but she absolutely should know the truth. Whatever happens afterwards is on your dad and your aunt, not you. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Yes, OP, you have to tell your mom the way they were acting. I'm willing to bet this has been going on for a while and they're getting much more comfortable doing it around others and not sneaking around. I'm so sorry you had to witness that. OP, don't let either of them win. When the cards fall down, tell you that you're wrong, saw something that wasn't there, or at fault for any of the breakups. This is 100% on them. OP said, thanks. I've already struggled with self-loathing and shame for a long time, so I won't be surprised if I blame myself for it at some point, but reading this will remind me that I didn't do any wrong. You're not wrong, girl. If anything, that's completely the right thing to do, and they needed to get divorced anyways if that's happening. Someone said it's sick that they're putting you through this. They don't even have the basic decency to not get physical in front of you. I'm sorry you're dealing with this. Just tell your mother what you saw and let the adults handle it among themselves. And it's perfectly normal to lose respect for people like this. OP said, I did, and thanks. I couldn't have done it without the advice I got from here. Y'all are goats. Okay, slay. Well, I'm glad you ended up telling your mom and doing the right thing. It's great to know that you can. That I don't know why I said her mom or her brother's sister, because it was a him that wrote the story, but I don't know why I was reading it in a girl point of view. Sometimes I do that. I like just ignore and then I just think what I want. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next story. This one actually has an update, but it's like an actual long update, like a real update. So let's get on to it. The title is My 33 female husband, 36 male, may have cheated on me with my dead best friend and had an affair baby. I don't even know where to start. The past 6 months have been an absolute clusterfuck, and it only seems to be getting worse. My best friend since elementary school, who I'll call Alice, passed away in February from cancer. She had a 2-year-old daughter who went into the custody of her mom after she passed away, who I'll call Alexis. Last month, Alexis showed up on our doorstep unannounced, telling my husband that he needs to take responsibility for his child and either take custody or start finally paying child support. She says that Alice had told her when her daughter was born who the father was, but didn't want anything to do with him. To answer the inevitable, Alice was a traveling nurse and made a lot of money, which is the only reason I can think of for why she didn't go for child support. During this conversation, my husband had the worst panic attack he's ever had, so we had to end the conversation before I could get more details. My husband's story is I don't even know. He said that Alice's daughter is probably his, but that it isn't what I think. Almost 3 years ago, we threw a large housewarming party as we just moved into our dream home, after I finally finished residency and was set to make real money for once. Alice was in town and set to be at the party, but I was called into work before she got there. I didn't get back until after 3 a.m. Party was winding down. My husband was passed out upstairs, and Alice had left the party, which at the time I did find strange, as we hadn't seen each other in months. My husband claims he woke up in the middle of the night to Alice on top of him, but he passed out again before he could say anything. He claims he never told me because he was worried I wouldn't believe him, which I don't know if I do. He showed me some texts he sent his best friend the next day asking for his advice about thinking someone R-worded him. But if he cheated, he could have had that conversation as evidence, especially since he never said Alice specifically. Ever since the party, he has been very distant with Alice. And after she had her daughter, he would even find excuses not to be around the house when she would visit at all. I don't know if that's because he cheated or if Alex actually did R-word him and that's his trauma response. Honestly, Reddit, I don't know what to do. I've known Alice since we were children, and she had never come across as that kind of person. But I've also known my husband for over a decade, and he's not once ever given the inclination of a cheater. He's an attractive guy, and I've seen the looks that he gets at the gym, and he's never even given more than a glance. What the hell should I do? How do I figure out the truth when Alice isn't even around to defend herself? She never even implied that she liked my husband, let alone wanted to sleep with him. I told my husband he needs to get a DNA test before anything is decided on the child's part, but in the meantime, he needs to move out while I think about what I'm going to do here. I don't get why they have to move out. If that's the case, I understand like being obviously you're going to question it. You're going to question like was it cheating or did you actually get SA'd? Of course you're going to. I mean, yeah, but to make someone move out so that you can figure things out is a little bit crazy. I feel like maybe you guys need to talk about it more. I don't know. I mean, I don't think that he would just send those messages just for proof if he wasn't even planning on telling you. I don't, yeah, what? He was never planning on telling you, so why would he purposely send those messages to his friend? I feel like that is proof enough that he did get essayed, and that is really sad and scary. Okay, some of the comments are saying, or OOP responds to Alice's behaviors when visiting her at home and if Alice would tell her about the affair. OOP said, not that I noticed. She'd always been at least a little standoffish towards him as she thought I could do better. The first time she visited after she gave birth, she asked where he was since he wasn't home for the first time, but she never asked again after that. I hadn't thought about that actually, thank you. That's a good point. She always thought that I could do better than him. So if it was an affair, you'd think that she would have told me on her deathbed at least. That's very true. And she definitely wouldn't have told you that she essayed him on his deathbed. But the fact that that resulted in a baby is damn. Damn. Okay, we're going to read the update. My 33 female husband may have cheated on me with my dead best friend and had an affair baby. Update. After talking with you guys, I've come to a realization that my husband is being truthful. My best friend really R-worded him. Several people pointed out that with Alice not liking my husband, if it was an affair, she would have told me when she was dying, if only to separate us. You're absolutely right. I was there in the room while she passed. I held her hand for days. We talked about so much. If it was just an affair, she would have told me. But if she R-worded my husband, she wouldn't have said a word. That's the type of thing horrible people take to the grave. I've also come to the realization that I made a terrible mistake asking my husband to leave for a few days while I gather my thoughts. Not to make excuses, but losing my best friend to cancer, a long cancer fight at that, was brutal. To say that I was devastated wouldn't do it justice. That it happened only 6 months ago, I'm still feeling every day. So to have this thrown at me, it's like I'm losing her all over again. Either she betrayed me and effed my husband, or she betrayed me and essayed my husband. Not only have I lost her, but now I've lost the good memories, an entire lifetime's worth. It was impossible for me to look at him and not also see her, and be struck with the horror and realization of that loss all over again. I feel I needed to be able to break down, grieve, and think without the fresh wave of loss I got every time I saw him. It was wrong of me to ask him leave. You're right, though. And as of a few minutes ago, I've righted this wrong. I called my husband, apologized, told him I believe him, and begged him to come home. He'll be here in half an hour at most, and I'm going to support my husband the way that I know he would have supported me. I've been on and off Reddit user for several years, and sometimes the advice given on subreddits like these can be a hit or miss, but today you guys did good. You've helped me realize not only that I was wrong and being stupid at that I was hurting the person that needed me the most. I was selfish. I have no idea what we're going to do as far as the potential daughter is concerned, but I can assure you we'll deal with it together. It's going to take a lot of time and probably a lot of therapy to grieve this new loss. I feel numb now, as though I'll never cry again. My best friend essayed my husband, which means she was no friend of mine. She flaunted it, coming to my house, sitting with me, and gabbing. She brought her child here, trying to rub it in his face right in front of me. She tortured the man that I loved, and I was unknowingly a party to it. I feel sick to my stomach over how many times she came over just to hold it over him. I'm honestly at a loss on how to make that up to him. If you all have any ideas, please feel free to give them to me. I think I'll need all the help I can get. Tomorrow I'm going to take a leave of absence from work just until we can figure out our next steps and we can get our heads on straight. Thank you, everyone. Thank God she realized that she shouldn't have done that to her husband because I feel bad for him. Like, he already went through so much trauma and then to have to move out and be shunned basically from your wife. But I can also see it from both sides because, like, of course, you're going to be skeptical. And then also, like, you can't even ask your best friend what happened. So, yeah, you're going to be skeptical at first. But I'm really glad that she believed him because I truly think that he's telling the truth. And that's really sad. I mean, the poor guy, I feel like she probably is realizing more and more the interactions maybe that they've had or just like maybe her husband wasn't around whenever she would come over, and he like would try not to be around. I don't know. She didn't give those details, but I assume that she could probably think back and think about like how his actions were making him look uncomfortable around her, because I'm sure he was so uncomfortable around her and did not want to be around her at all. And that's really sad that he had to deal with being around his literal R word ist, because I mean, I cannot even imagine that. And then, like, not only that, but to have that be your wife's best friend who's going to come over all the time with this child, that I wonder if he thought, like, oh, that is my kid. Or if he just was like, oh, she, like, maybe she had slept with someone else. But that's crazy and so sad. I mean, that's like just, I wonder what they're going to decide in terms of the child and if he's going to want to be in the child's life or not. I don't know what I would do if that were the case. Like I don't think that I would necessarily want to keep the baby if that happened to me, if I got SA'd and I got pregnant from it. I think I would probably have an abortion, because I just don't think that mentally that would be right. I support any decision that anyone makes, obviously, but personally, I just don't think that I could mentally deal with that. And I think that it would be a lot easier for me to move on and try to heal from that if I didn't have the baby out of that situation. That's just so, I don't even want to think about what that would be like. And I, my heart literally goes out to anyone who's ever gone through that, because I know that even if you don't have a baby from getting essayed, like so many people have gotten essayed, and that alone is scary and just really upsetting and sad and disappointing. Unfortunately, there are terrible people in the world. Okay, some of the comments. What a nightmare for everyone involved. I feel like there's more coming though. Yeah, if this is all true, the way societies and laws work in most, if not all, places of the world, this would be an uphill battle for OOP's husband if he were to report it at the time it happened. At this point, he probably is going to be stuck with paying child support for the child who is the fruit of his R word, and the child, who is obviously innocent in all of this, will not only have an awful dead mother, but also probably an understandably absent biological father. OOP's dead former friend, awful actions won't stop having malicious consequences for years to come. I wonder if, like, did she really want a baby and she was like, let me just do this so I can have a baby? I wonder what the case was with that, because I don't know. Okay, next comment. Has a DNA test even been done yet? This is a lot. DNA test was my first thought. Well, that's enough Reddit for today. Yeah, for real. I really hope this isn't real, because holy effing shit. I had a close friend betray me in a very dark way. It was so shocking. I felt sick, and it doesn't even compare to this. I can't imagine discovering this. I can't either, and that's really sad. I really hope everything's going well for them. I mean, I wish I could know. I wish I could call these people and be like, hi, are you okay? That must be so hard. I mean, for both parties, it's hard because she just lost her best friend to death, and then now she just double lost her best friend because she's not who she thought that she was. And that would actually, and then the guilt on top of that of feeling like, wow, I brought her around all the time for my husband to be, have it be rubbed in his face. Oh my God. No, that's so sad. But obviously, it's not her fault. It's really no one's fault other than this best friend that clearly got her karma, because she dead now. So, oh, sorry. Roll in your grave, girl. See ya. Never. Seriously. But, anyways, that is the end of the story time. Like I said, this is a mini episode, so they're short episodes. I would love to know, and I don't want to sound like so annoying about like venting about, the TikTok stuff, because I always see like the videos where it's like, I can't believe people are complaining about the TikTok ban and blah blah, like, oh my God, you're influencers. But not every influencer makes millions of dollars. Like, I'm just starting out 7 months ago, probably. And with this podcast, I think like 6 months ago. So I'm not making millions of dollars. I'm making a steady income, yes, which I'm very grateful for, but I'm not getting $15,000 brand deals per post, I haven't even gotten a brand deal yet, which I'm going to say yet because I think it's coming in 2025. So manifesting, thank you very much. And it's just like annoying to think that, that's like a percentage of the people that are losing their jobs, but the other percentage is making less money. Like, not everyone's a damn millionaire. I just am trying to think like of a game plan of what to do. So any ideas I would love any ideas. Because I mean, I obviously already post every day of the week on this channel, which I do not mind at all. I really enjoy doing it, and obviously it helps me like fill my time up as much as possible because I don't like being not productive, especially when I'm doing like a job like this because it already feels so, I don't know, like taboo. Like people are just think that you don't do anything all day when I actually sit at the desk for so many hours a day and edit, and I film for a few hours every single day. It's a Saturday night and I'm filming right now. But so yeah, it definitely takes a lot of time. It's definitely easy and I'm very appreciative for that and so grateful for that, but it takes a lot of time and honestly dedication to just like keep on keeping on. But I'm totally okay with that. And yeah, so I'm just trying to think of like any ideas. The only one I've come up with is the Patreon. And I've actually been wanting to do a Patreon for a while, but I just didn't know really what I would do. And at the same time, like I don't feel like I want to, I mean, I know I'm not some huge creator or anything. And I know that I'll grow and stuff. I'm not trying to like pity and I'm not trying to make anyone feel bad for me at all. But I'm just like literally talking out loud to you guys about like what I've been thinking in my head for the past couple days, just thinking about if this does happen and really like what I'm going to do. And I'm just thinking I don't want to make people pay for my content at all. But I feel like if you would be willing to pay for extra content, then, obviously it's your choice. It's not like I'm holding a gun to your head, like, guys, you better pay for my subscription for Patreon. I think it could be a good way to make more money. Obviously, I would still keep posting 5 days a week on here and then maybe an episode a week on Patreon. Ow. And do like spicy episodes. You know what I mean? Not like sexual. I mean, some of them could be sexual, but ones that are just like a little bit crazier and too crazy for YouTube to post on YouTube and things like that. I don't know. I don't know, guys. We'll see. We'll see. I'm really keeping a positive mindset right now. I'm really hoping that maybe things will pull through. If anything, this will be one thing that Trump could do to help everyone, not just me, but a lot of people have make their income. A lot of businesses, a lot of small businesses are going to be screwed without TikTok Shop. Like a lot of them. And that honestly makes me so sad because I can imagine like a lot of people had their businesses basically blow up through TikTok Shop, but that's like the biggest stream of income that they get it from, and not a lot of, I feel like they don't wouldn't get a lot of, I'm income outside of TikTok Shop. Like TikTok is a huge, huge, huge moneymaker for so many people. And without it, I just think a lot of people are going to be running around with like chickens with their heads cut off. And I'm going to be one of those people. Why are you attacking me? And yeah, so let's literally just pray to God that that doesn't happen. Because seriously, why in America are we talking about banning an app? Like that's what I'm so confused about because I didn't realize the country that actually rubs it in everyone's faces how free we are and how we are the people make all the decisions. My fucking ass. Because why are we banning a damn app from the Apple store or the Android store if you're an Android user? You know what I mean? It's crazy to me. It shouldn't even be in question, in my opinion. I think there's so many other things to worry about, so many bigger problems to worry about. And I listened to the hearing yesterday, and they are just concerned about all the wrong things, and they don't even know what the F they're talking about, actually. They actually don't even know how to pronounce algorithm. And they actually think that people are on TikTok and the children that watch TikTok are going to want to become spies for the Chinese government because of watching TikTok. I'm sorry. What? I'm sorry, what did you say? That's literally my reaction. But, anyways, like I said, The Supreme Court, if you're hearing this, you guys are so funny and nice and all so attractive. Also, you're not old. You're honestly in your prime. So I love you guys so much. Anyways, but I actually love you guys so much, and thank you for being here, for supporting me. I couldn't do it without you, obviously. And I genuinely support. I always say that. I genuinely appreciate each and every one of you support. I wish I could give all of you guys a hug. It would be so fun and amazing if we could all just hug and laugh together. Okay, I'm gonna shut the fuck up because I'm so hungry. I'm clearly delusional right now, and I gotta go. Okay, I love y'all. Please let me know what you thought about this episode in the comments below, and please just let me know all your deepest, darkest secrets. And if you could just press the subscribe button, maybe share this with a friend. Maybe if they'll like it, they'll keep watching, and I won't be poor if TikTok is getting banned in a couple of days. So I love y'all so much, and I'll talk to you in the next episode. Bye.